Hey, and welcome to Randy's Greenhouse. Today I'm going to be talking to you about split-leaf philodendron, sometimes called a Mexican breadfruit, sometimes called a Monstera deliciosa. It's one of my favorite plants in the world. You're undoubtedly familiar with it. It's really commonly used as a houseplant. It's got these beautiful hulls and splits in the leaf that are very attractive. As you can see, it likes to climb trees. And it does really well here in Florida. It's very common as a landscaping plant. It'll also grow down on the ground as it's doing down here. And it does just fine that way. It prefers to grow up a tree. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize about this is that it does grow a fruit, this unusual lizard-like corn cob looking fruit is actually going to be edible at some point. If you were to try to eat it right now, it would be poisonous. It's full of oxalic acid. It would cause your throat to swell up and blister. But when it finally starts to ripen, these little scales will start popping off. At that point, you cut it off, put it in a brown paper bag, and wait for all of them to fall off, and it'll have a flavor real similar to pineapple. Monstera deliciosa is sometimes referred to as a split-leaf philodendron. It's not actually a philodendron at all, it's in its own genus. This is a philodendron. This is the true split-leaf philodendron. And as you can see, it actually has these deep splits in the leaves. It also grows a very thick trunk with roots shooting off the side of it. It has these kind of cool eye-looking designs on the side of it. It's actually a very attractive plant. The way you can tell the difference between it and a Monstera deliciosa is that the leaves do not have holes in them. It's just completely split. No holes whatsoever, whereas a Monstera would have holes to the left and right, and it's a darker green leaf. This plant also does not climb up the side of trees, it grows a trunk. Now, as you can see, these can form nice big stands. They can get quite large, well over 6 feet in height, and it's a very attractive plant. They do not grow edible fruit the way a Monstera does. One of the best things about this plant is you can get it almost anywhere. They'll have it at any of your regular garden centers. It's not a very expensive plant. They're not the fastest growing plant in the world, but if you're patient, you can have a beautiful specimen on your tree if you live in the tropics. If you don't, it'll actually do pretty well as a house plant. It's not very cold tolerant. It will get burned back by some frost. Again, this is an amazing plant to add to your landscape if you live in a subtropical to tropical environment. And thanks for watching. This has been Monstera deliciosa on Randy's Greenhouse.